It's an image you can't quite get out of your head. A car plowing through Times Square last Thursday, leaving 22 people injured and 1 person dead. All that remains now is a makeshift memorial for the 18-year-old tourist from Michigan, Alyssa Ellsman. We're now taking a deeper look into the victims of that day. Our search took us to Dunellen, New Jersey, home to the 2 teens, Jessica Williams and Destiny Lightfoot, who made their way to Times Square that day in celebration of Senior Skip Day.
Dunellen is a real small community. We're about a mile square, and whenever anything goes on of this kind of nature, people pull together immediately.
Mosley tells me Destiny came home from the hospital on Tuesday. Jessica Williams remains at Bellevue Hospital where she continues her recovery.
She's off her ventilator. She is awake, alert, talking with people. She's going to have a few more surgeries because of damage to her legs. You're going to have some skin grafts, and she's going to need some plastic surgery for facial injuries. But she's doing much, much better than we could have ever hoped for.
The community is now coming together to help these girls who were just weeks away from prom and graduation.
One of the major things, of course, for the 2 girls is to help offset the cost of the medical expenses. I can't even imagine what that will be. And then to take care of the family, the rest of the family, make sure they have food and everything. So we do have food in our food pantry. We're packing boxes now. I've asked staff to bring in treats. This is full of stuffing and rice. Some are full of vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, the driver involved in last week's terror is 26-year-old Bronx resident Richard Rojas. He remains behind bars. He's being charged with murder and attempted murder. Many are now wondering, though, what can we do to prevent this from happening again? And some say that we should just close off Times Square altogether to car traffic.
It's just the sheer volume of pedestrians. I don't know if you've ever been there when the theatres come out, for example, and people just spill into the streets. I mean, it's almost impossible to drive through Times Square at that time of night anyway. It's very slow progress for the drivers, and it just shows that we're really at a point now where we have to take a serious look at pedestrian activity and give that priority over the traffic.
It's a shame that that's the potential solution, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think even from this was just a terrible accident of somebody that just the decision making that goes into some of the things that happen that people do, ending up in someone dead, but it could have been terrorism.
But also the question is not just what happened on this particular day or what could happen in the future. What kind of effect will it have on the surrounding area? Will it enhance pedestrian experience in the literal heart of New York City, or will it slow commerce down? Those are the kind of things you've got to take into account.
You know, when I drive in the city, though, I mean, I avoid Times Square
but
constantly because it's no true. But I'm saying, like, you try to avoid it because it takes you so long to get through.
You look up the barriers around Times Square, preventative measures were taken. There were things to stop the car. It was just such an extreme situation.